past was in league with him in some way. Guerrilla warfare at its finest. This could have been cut off after the rumble going up amongst the Fae. There's also a weird back and forth of the prose, where some scenes are supposed to be romantic and pathetic, but a lot of the others are continuous or dramatic. This mostly just makes the romantic lines feel out of place and cheesy. Like, there's a scene where Ryan calls Sarah sunshine, and she's not called that because she is married, and it's the shroud of the bite of a there was ways that you could get some designs to be really beautiful and romantic, but within the context, I was because having a man say this about you to someone else after you've done it once is so wild. And on the other end of the spectrum, with almost everything that says, but particularly this line, I love a girl with a sharp tongue back attitude. It kind of makes my dick hard. And dude, the sex scenes these characters are having is so wild. Like, what do you mean by this? And then the world existence blinked out into a moment. The stars tumbled from the heavens and all the results were everything and nothing, here and now. And it was every ecstatic moment I've ever experienced, condensed and multiplied one million. My body became a fiery torch, and there was vision, burning right on my side. He mindlessly slammed his head in that pump, then he ripped his mouth with my skin roared like he was dying. No, not like he was dying, like he was being reborn. I couldn't even keep a straight face going through that. And like, this cartoon isn't super serious because it was like, right? But this just feels like the author wanted to make a poetry book but couldn't, so she put it in here instead. And also, we gotta stop with the men roaring when they it's impossible for me to take that seriously. And it's not important, but Kingfisher's nickname for Sarah's becoming Ursula was so funny. Like, the occupational safety and health administration, let this be a lesson to look up the names of creative people. Sarah's didn't really reach her impression on me at all. I think because she wasn't a super consistent character. She tended to be more incredibly secretly and stand out traits. Like, she was stubborn, but tended to give up pretty easily and tended to accept disagreeing with Kingfisher. She was a good fighter, but only really for that one scene where she fought the 3 guards. When she had to fight different creatures, it was suddenly, I've only trained in an attic and I'm too slow. I would have been fine with it if there was a slight learning curve, but it felt like her incompetence was only there to make Fisher look cool. There's also this. I said nothing. I hadn't been invited to speak yet, and I knew how these things worked. That's when Sarah's first meets Madra, so tell me why for the rest of this book she has absolutely no regard for her station when she talks back to literally every single person that she talks to. She also used some pretty big words for someone who is educated solely through rotted library books. Solar plexus is used several times, and I'm pretty well read, but I had to look it up, and turns out she should have been using simple words anyway, because that would have made more sense than specifically mentioning the bundle of nerves in your upper abdomen. She's also weirdly unaffected by her own backstory. I would have thought that having her mother be a rebel then get brutally murdered would have been more radicalizing for Ceres, but when she's in Amelia, everything happening in Zolarin turns into a complete afterthought. You learn that there's a world with abundant water and powerful soldiers that also hate Madra, and there wasn't even a consideration about what that could mean for the liberation of her people. Obviously, in her situation, there wasn't anything she could do, but she didn't even think about it. It could have been a more interesting conversation about how the effort of just surviving makes it difficult for oppressed people to rebel, but none of it meant anything. And oh boy, Kingfisher. He is another male character that I'm supposed to like only because I'm told he's attractive a million times. Absolutely nothing in his personality, especially early in the book, is even remotely appealing, and I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that he was the primary love interest. If a character is likable, you won't need to tell me how hot they are because my brain will naturally create the image of an attractive person. When I don't like a character and I'm being told they're hot, I'm sent back to high school where one of my friends is trying to convince me that this awful guy who looks like an infected toenail is attractive. He has this whiny, my suffering is worse than yours attitude, and it's incredibly annoying. I get that Fisher was trying to be an ass, but that isn't accomplished very well when Ceres likes him anyway. She can tell us that she hates him all she wants, but that always gets immediately contradicted by her saying he's beautiful or making out with him. There's also ways to get women not to like you that don't immediately involve jumping for being a hornless dickhead and a rapist. Why not just ignore Ceres entirely? He didn't have to be the one to interact with her. He could have made Renfest do it instead. This also falls into what I call morally gray but not really, as seen on the bingo card, which is the pattern that I see where characters, especially masculine presenting ones, do bad things but were later told that they're for the right reasons and are now therefore forgivable. He doesn't even have to apologize.